Hey guys, my name is Sediak and welcome back to another episode of FishTown here in City Skylines 2. The great nation which is all based on the fishing industry, and I'll tell you something right now boys, I've never exported as much fish as I am right now. Guys, we extended last episode to the volcano island and we built our first ever dam. Look at this beauty right now. Look at the water flowing. Oh my goodness me, it's producing so much power. I have slightly fine-tuned it since the last episode. I've just made the exit point there a little bit wider, a little bit deeper. And I think it is producing a little bit more power, but not too much. We built a little bit of an entry point to this island, and I asked you guys what I should do with this island. And a lot of you really want me to tour it into a tourist hotspot. And I thought that would be a pretty good idea. So we'll make some progress on kind of setting this up and pushing it in the right direction to becoming a tourist hotspot. But we also uncovered the big problem within FishTown is, although looks like we have a lot of people living here, we need more people living here. I know, right? It's absolutely crazy. So what I might start doing is replacing some of the areas, especially like the low density areas, with some like medium density buildings, try and bulk up the population. Because we're getting to the point where we are, even though there's still a bit of land available, we are getting to the point where we are slightly running out of land. And there's only one way to build, and that is up. So, if you are enjoying the series, smash that like button down below, subscribe if you are new, so you do get notified when more episodes do come out. I think I worked out last episode I need about another 10,000 people living here. I could be wrong now, that number could have changed. I don't remember what that number was beforehand. So, it's 0.6% unemployment. We do have a lot of jobs available right now. I say a lot of jobs. It says open positions 115. But the difference between employed and jobs is nearly 2,000. So make up your mind, boy. What is the real number at this point? So what I think we're going to do before we work on our little tourist hotspot is we're going to try and finalize a little bit of this area over here. Now, we have some of these complaining about there's no pedestrian access. Normally, if you just delete the building and get it back in, it kind of works. And, okay, where's my zoning? That was weird then. I don't know what was happening. We've got some medium, we've got some high density demand, but we'll go for some just generic medium. Let's go for some southwest medium density. How does this look in these little spots there? We'll kind of start to bulk these up. I don't want them too big. I want them of a certain size. We'll do it just here as well. The demand has since disappeared, but that's okay. But let's just kind of finalize this little area now. I feel like I want this road to just kind of bend around with us a little bit more, just kind of bulk it up that little bit extra. So what I'll do is I'll delete each of these little exit points, and then we'll come out on each one enough. So we'll do okay, it's going to be the amount of like little kind of snappy bits is going to kind of throw us off. I need to do it by a 112. That's all I needed to do it by. That's all I need to do it by, which I'm now realizing we are going to have to slightly reclaim a little bit of land, pushing round, and then once we've got the right alignment, we'll then smoothen it all off. And then it will look absolutely fantastic, boys. Absolutely fantastic. Right, let's just go to there for a hot second. Let's bring this out. Do you know what? I'm going to do... No, that'll be fine. That will be fine. I was going to say, I'll do 120s on all of them. But that will be fine. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to go back from there and bring it out. All right, it's hard to tell because that road exists already. And we'll go yeah, we'll keep it the same there. And then the next road doesn't take into account until we get to here. Right, so I don't want to run a little perimeter road going around. It will need a little bit more extending and expanding right now. It really annoys me when the terrain does that. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. So whatever I don't need will kind of low-key push back. I know I've got to soften it all, but it is what it is. Right, I'm going to have to reposition this elementary school now because it's in the wrong position. Well, in the wrong position anyway for me to get the road going around. So, where would it fit in best? Let me just rejig it. I could just pull it like there and it'll be okay. But because we're kind of bending around, it becomes a little bit more difficult. I might... Oh, do you know what? I might just reclaim a little bit more land over here. As soon as we... Oh, that's the wrong button. Seeing as we are reclaiming, I'm going to bring this round. And I'm going to create like a little bit of a point here, where it all kind of like merges and switches in to what will be considered the beach area. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. And let me just see where I can now drop this. So I could drop it there. I could also drop it... Right, how is that building sticking out? That building's sticking out there. So if I dropped it there... I know this is looking a little bit crazy. Pause. Just give me a second, boys. Just give me a second. Right, bring that into the beach, bringing you down. Right, I'm just slightly reclaiming the tail of Shrimpton Quays, and we'll smoothen this off as well so you get that beach vibe. And then we'll reposition. Providing I don't delete the beach, we'll reposition all of that. Right, let's bring this down, and then... just to there for a second. I'll worry about the rest of it at a later date. And then we then want to... And I reckon I bring that to there. And then my little bendy Wendy. There. There. Now, these are pretty standard now at this point. It's just a simple case of bendy Wendy. That will be a straight-ish run, give or take. I don't mind too much about it being a little bit off-centered. Bring you to there. And then 144. We'll do it to there and then run you in. Voila! Right, okay. That gives me so much more room for activities now at this point. Oh, that is the wrong button. All right, there we go. Bring you out. And then I'll worry about the edges. Ugh. Oh, I don't like this. I think that should have been like just a simplistic and continual bend, right? So let me get you on the bend there. Nice. And then, do you know what? I'll just do this bit because it's going to annoy me if I don't. We're just going to do a nice little bendy Wendy coming in. No dramas. No dramas here. So that would be a 75 by a something or another. And then we'll keep it like that. And then we'll kind of like create a little bit of a beach here. Like a little bit of a hidden cove. Which I think would be really nice. So just push this out slightly. Remember, you got to always smooth them from the bottom before you do the top. So then you got room then to push it back as much as you can. Alright, smooth it, smooth it, smooth it. Like I said, I didn't want to sort this out now, but I'm just going to do this point. And we might throw in. Let me up the strength. Some waterfront properties. So let me just push this back as much as we can. I'm mainly smoothing it all the bottom here. And then we'll... ever so slightly. Right, and then we just let the water settle and the water... Oh my goodness me, what's happened? What have I deleted and I don't realise I have deleted? Apparently water's gone somewhere. Oh, okay. So it was a... wow, the one road I deleted was the road that connected to our sewage pipes. Who'd have thought, right? Who'd have thought? Right, there we go. Very good. We'll beach this off at a later date. I'm not too stressed about it right now, but it kind of gives me a little bit more bulkiness to maybe throw down some additional. Now, the beach is mainly over here, so I don't want to do any walkways over here. It just is what it is. I like that it gives it a nice, more of a solid run. It's interesting to see the vehicles using that as well. I like it. I like it quite a lot. And we'll do some, let's start with some low rent house. No, yeah, actually, let's start with some low rent housing, but I'm kind of going to throw it over here. So if I pause and then get rid of all of this zone in here for residential. Let's just see what it would do. I'm more intrigued by that. There we go. Some low rent housing there. That kind of satisfies that minuscule high density demand that we do have. And then we will go for, should I just go for some like generic medium density? Alright, that will squeeze itself in nice there. Now it'll start to bulk us up a little bit. And I think this is just a case of, I zone it and I come back later. I think that's what it's going to be, isn't it? Yeah, I've just got that sneaky suspicion that's what it's going to be like. Right, get all you in. Get all you in there. Now I'll do some high density. We'll throw it in there. We'll throw it all in here. And then we'll come back and then see how it's transformed a little bit later. But I reckon that works. We've kind of gave ourselves a bit more land without reclaiming too much and taking away from the area. We've got a couple of little projects that we can work with going around the edge, which is quite nice. I think Shrimpton Quays will turn out to be a pretty decent area once we're all done. So we started with about 68,000, we've gained about 1,000, and we closed in on 70,000 residents. Let's see where that minuscule zoning eventually kind of ends us. Right, let's work with this then. Now, you all suggested in the comment section last episode that we should turn it into a bit of a tourist area. And just looking at like some of the default touristy stuff, we can get a medieval castle, which will be really nice, like overlooking. I don't know whether it makes sense to put it on the very top. Actually, it kind of does make a lot of sense. A water park, interesting. We've got the old lighthouse, very interesting. We got, which is like the Statue of Liberty, kind of. But also we got other landmarks as well. We've got the Ferris wheel. I don't know whether this stuff makes a lot of sense. We'll have to really build up this area. But I like the kind of like the old school buildings. Makes you feel like this was once a kind of like lost civilization on this section. So what I reckon we do then is we first go ahead and we kind of build like a buildable perimeter. So if I take the elevation of the road and I just increase the brush size, and what I do is just I create, actually make the brush size a bit bigger. That's way too big. I just create like a wide area that we then smooth top and bottom. And then that will allow us, it's like we've excavated a whole little run here that we can hopefully utilize to build. We got like a buildable area, and then it will naturally progress going up and down. Now, I don't know how far to take it. I don't know whether I'm going around the whole edge of the island. It does look like we've got a little bit more space to breathe here, the way that it's kind of widening out slightly. But I'll take it a bit further. I mean, I could pretty much go all the way around the edge, but I think I'm just going to go for there for now. And we'll push this back a little bit. There we go. I don't want to do too much that it doesn't feel right anymore. And I think that will do. So, if we get the softening terrain, right, and if I just bring that size down, I can then just kind of smoothing it all off. So we can start from the bottom to just create back the beach. And this is something that we'll also have to kind of do in larger sizes, because it does feel like quite a little bit of a step down. And then we do the same to the mountain area here. We get rid of the harshness. And then all of a sudden, we've now got a buildable area. And it looks like we didn't even do anything to the island. So that works out really well for us. And then what I'll do is I'll try now incorporate this road. So we'll keep it to this normal 2-lane road because I can't see us. Let me enable the topography. I can't see us needing much more. And if I do, we'll then end up doing side streets either side. So where and how far can this go before it needs to snap in? So there. So if I bring it to about there. And then our little snap in is about an 80 by an 80-ish. Bring you in there. So that runs pretty nice. I do like to kind of like run straight in a lot of areas. Because ultimately, boys, you get the best buildable space. So if I go there. And then we go. Oh, I definitely know we're going to be running down like this. And then it's just kind of like then matching everything all up. So, where would this bend? 190. So yeah, 190 by 192 is completely fine. That runs us all the way round. And then I'm just going to take it to over here, and I think we'll call it a day on extending the roads any further. So that's a 292. 296. Right, got a nice little perimeter road going on there. That should work out really well. So then all the other little landmark and bits and bobs and stuff that we're going to then kind of include, we'll just kind of work around them. That's what we'll end up doing. So we'll kind of fit something in and then we'll terrain it because we are working with like a huge volcano area, which is ridiculous. So let's start with a couple of landmarks then. And then we'll build everything then pretty much dotted around it. So you've got like botanical gardens. That's, I mean, it just feels slightly wild, some of this stuff, doesn't it? I also feel like some of it should be kind of like placed within the hills. I like that idea as well. But I know that idea is going to be very difficult to implement. But I also think it could be pretty cool. Right, we've also got the medieval castle, which I feel like the medieval castle needs to go up on the hill. It just has to, right? It just has to overlook. Yeah, it just has to overlook. There's a lot of terraining involved in that. But let me just drop that there for a little bit of a placeholder. And then what I'll do is we'll kind of utilize this road, and let me just kind of bring this up. Oh, he wants to create a bridge. Interestingly. Right, if I build this road in smaller segments, you'll get the incline then happening. Which in itself is going to be a wild setup. And if I then choose it to say, let's say I cut across here. Right, this might be a bit funky right now, okay? This is just me trial and erroring this at the minute. We'll go for, now that's a pretty big building, right? Now if I put this here, of course it's going to eat into it all. And there is water now involved. I think that might have been the wrong thing to do. But I like the landscape it creates around it. I do like that. So obviously I've got to wait for the water to kind of evaporate and disappear. And we have kind of puddled it here. Let me just delete. And then hopefully if I place it down again, we don't have the same effect. Oh, no, we do. Okay, we do. I think it'll just be a case of just waiting for the water to disappear in many regards. But also terraforming it as well will kind of get rid of it slightly. So we're on the softening. And I'm going to have to naturally make this. Is that on the level? It is on the level, isn't it? Because we've got to bulk this out by quite a lot now. But also I've got to do it to the point where we're also not making the volcano behind me break its banks. So I like this. It's like the ancient civilization carved out the mountain. And the power of the water is being held back. Obviously, we're going to smoothen a lot of this all off. And can I raise this just a tad? Just to artificially make it a bit taller. So the water disappears out. I don't even know. Let me delete this. I don't even know if this is safe. So get rid of all of that. And maybe... Right, I've gone to a 62, which is slightly a bit higher. To see if that gets rid of all the water. Or is the water still flowing? Right, I think the water still flows being that close. I don't think I can get... I think that's just a glitch of the game. So why don't we... I mean, at this height, we're okay, but the water is coming back down again. Why don't we place a smaller landmark here instead? I've tried to trial and error it, and obviously it's not going to plan. So if I put that there, and then we went to soften the terrain, and then brought this all then pretty much in. I'm hoping that is enough to not make the water puddle in. But it's going to puddle in for now because of it being there originally. But I'm hoping it will evaporate slightly. Oh, boys. What have we done? What have we done right now? This is hilarious. Right, I want it to kind of feel like a little bit of like an amphitheater, which I think is pretty nice. And hopefully the water will go away. I don't think the water's going away. Is it? Because looking at it here, is it flowing or is it what is it doing? Is it disappearing? I'm not sure what's happening here with the water. And that does slightly terrify me. Alright, anyway, boys. Just slightly bring that up because it is being slightly a bit flooded. Are we still being flooded? Or is that just all that water naturally still in the way? I have a sneaky suspicion we're still being flooded. Right, I've done that. And hopefully no water. Right, get rid of you. Okay, now we're okay. Now it's just the initial water draining down the hill. Right, you see this, right? You all see this? There is no water. Right, let me just go across by 48. By 48. Let me slightly raise you. There we go. Right, we've gone for a different landmark. I still hear water, but it's down the hill. It is down the hill. Right, I like that. I kind of like the amphitheater vibe that we've got on the go. Now, all those little kind of oak trees, they will grow over time. So eventually this will fill itself back in. So I ain't going to worry too much about that. We do have the castle up here, which, let me now just give it a road. So let's go there to the car park. Ooh, hello. There we go. And that will then allow me to create a little road, which I'm going to bring it just there. Just to come out. Which I've got to make it end up going somewhere else. Now, can I get it from there? Leading down to that connection? I think that would be interesting. So I think this is where we have to do our little wiggly kind of road coming down. Our wiggly little snake. So let's see what we can do. So the further we bring it, the better. And I think we're almost there. Nice! I like it. I like it already. I'm already starting to like how we're going to transform this little island with all these little kind of dotted around landmarks and whatnot. I can just imagine the taxi service is going to be so busy on this island. I can just see it now. Right, okay. We've got our first two big landmarks down. All right. I still need to do a bit of terraining and stuff like that, but let's not worry about that at the minute. Right. Who is next? I do like the idea of caving in.
Sorry,
oh.
I don't understand.
No, not you, Siri. God damn it. Guys, they're listening to us right now. They're always listening to us. Right, let me see what I can do here. So let me build another one going up. Now, I have learned not to go too mental. And we'll cut across here. And then where can we match up? So 154. 155 will do us. Right, I'm liking this. I'm liking this already. It would be nice to have one like on the opposite side as well. That overlooks. But do I want two circles near one another? Maybe not at the minute. The botanical gardens could be a good shout, but that's going to eat in. Oh, I like the idea of maybe the botanical gardens overlooking. So if I drop them there, which means it raises them up. But that's a view of the port area and all the fishing. Oh, I like that. I like that quite a bit. So let's gather the height of it. Let's first bulk it round. And then what we do then is we soften from the bottom. And then we create these edges. That make it a little bit easier to soften the top. Right. Nice. The botanical garden. Interesting. It's really interesting. So we've got... No, that's my other circle one, isn't it? Yeah, I don't want to... Ooh. I'm asking for trouble there, aren't I? Am I asking for trouble? Not if I raise the road up. Right, going to raise the road up. It could be an interesting way to kind of get it all in. I'm going to reposition it in just a second. Smoothie. Right, let me... Right, that's better. It still hangs over a little bit, doesn't it? maybe if I grab you and then dropped you down and then redid it. It does go down a little bit lower. But I think ultimately we are needing to bring this up. Right, that fits in a lot nicer, but it does make all of this a lot harsher. But that's all we needed to do. And then do a little bit of smoothie. Create those really, really harsh cliff edges. And that's part of the excitement of driving up that road. If you're automatic, well, I say automatic or manual cars, any car, doesn't matter. You're going to be burning that clutch going up that hill. I love it. I love it. Right, that adds some hot spots right now that I'm really happy with. We've done the botanical gardens. I've done that there. We've got the tower. Oh, I didn't get the tower in. That's what I originally tried to get in. Now, this could be... We do technically have a bit more space around here. So I might allow this to be on the ground. So I'm actually going to get rid of this road. And instead, I'm going to put this here. Now, granted, it's going to eat its way in. I'm going to just quickly delete that road going back. We're going to slightly terrain this real quickly right now. Just go around the edges. And then carve it out. And then smoothie. We'll bring this road kind of like coming down. As if it kind of blocks any continual paths. Right, let me go a bit bigger on the brush size. Nice. That will do us. Nice amphitheater kind of style. So we'll give it a bit of breathing space, and then we'll go to about, we'll go there. And then where does the road... Oh, okay. That's actually wanting to connect a little bit sooner. But what I reckon we do is I bring that to there. Like that. Nice. Right. Big tourist hotspots right now. Very impressive. Very impressive. Very kind of like cultural is the word I'm looking for. Some cultural spots right there. Now, we'll start placing down some like the modern variants a little bit closer by. Right, already got you in, right? You're that one, right? Yes, you are. I'm trying to remember what I've already got in. Observation tower. There, observation towers. Oh, the lighthouse. See, the lighthouse is perfect for the harbour here. That's real good. So this is all like vanilla stuff anyway. This is all part of the game. Well, it might be a bit too big for us at the minute. The National Diet Building. Grand Hotel. And then everything else is going to be very, very touristy. So I reckon we start with those. And then we naturally build the area up. But what would you suggest, guys? Would you suggest I get some additional kind of assets from the mod site? Just to kind of bulk up the cultural experiences people are going to have here? I think so. I don't know how it's going to attract more tourists. I don't know. That in itself will be an interesting kind of thing to realise. So, where's tourists? Tourists. Hasn't attracted any tourists yet. Income from tourists, pretty much the same. Hotel rooms, meh. Okay. Hopefully this does start to bring more tourism in. We'll see. It's a start. It's a basic start, but it's a start. Now, since we added the zoning in, by the way, we've gained an extra 5,000 residents to the island. I don't know whether those buildings now look a bit too big here versus, or compared to at least these anyway. I think we need like a natural... I mean, I like them. Don't get me wrong. I do like them. But I think we need like a natural progression between buildings. So what I might do is get rid of all that zoning. And then still do the taller buildings, but we do them in smaller stages. So like you're getting like that in, that, there. So do some like smaller variations. And then we squeeze in the little gaps once they've built all the other variations, so not building a big one all together. Maybe that's how we do it. Maybe that's how we do it. But we are bringing more people over here anyway, which is exactly what we need. Right. So the island itself is going to need to have its own kind of stuff. So why don't we now just sort the rest of this key walling situation out? So let's bring this brush size right down. And then create the square, almost. There we go. We created the square. And then we need the key wall stuff. So let me get rid of the anarchy. Right, is this now doing the same thing as last time? Where all of a sudden now I just can't get it in. Right. This game triggers me. I think it also might be that this could be a bit too low. So if I brought this up to there, I'm wondering if that will then allow me right, I think this area is destined not to have any key walls. Either that, or I haven't pushed it out enough. You know what I mean? It's one or the other. It is one or the other. Right, that worked. That didn't work. That's just does not work. You see what I mean, guys? The game hates me. The game actually hates me right now. I wonder if I go like a little bit higher. Right, that's on a 2 now, by the way. That is on a slight 2. Aha! Nuh-uh. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about this area as opposed to all the other areas I've done key walls. I don't know what it is about this game. City Skylines 1, it's so easy to build key walls. Like, it's almost impossible to mess it up. This, it's impossible to even get it right. At what point do I just rock the whole area off? I don't know. I don't know. Right, anyway. I think this area... I don't know whether to turn this into like a utility section or whether we actually have a utility area like maybe further around the island. Maybe I can incorporate utilities. I want them... I kind of do want them away from all the tourist stuff, but I know we do need somewhat of a population living here. And we are going to need, you know, some service to a certain extent. So I don't know if we should kind of like build it. Maybe over here it's just completely out the way. might be a good idea. Now, how big is garbage looking? Incineration plants might feel a little bit wild. Landfills will be a bit wild over here. It's only going to be a small little community area. So, yeah, I think the recycling is probably the better idea. So, let me just kind of slightly turn you. And then run you straight like that. So, it gives me like a little bit of breathing space behind here. And then the recycling, we could do it just... I'm just going to throw it in there. So we got some form of recycling on the island. A little bit out the way, but we'll try and place all the services a bit further out. Now, I'll only add the services in as they request them. Because I truly just do not know yet what to do with it all. But I also think, though, I'm going to kind of go like gravel roads and like build a little bit of a community. And see what we could do here with this. So if I just kind of like build a perimeter. And then we just have like natural kind of alignments coming in to the road for connections. So let me just do this first. It's going to feel very, like, awkward. And then we just do... Why did that not work? Wow. How dare you? Why is it not clicking? There we go. And now you get these little kind of neighborhood sections. Where nothing makes sense. And it's like an old school layout. And you can start to build some small little houses. Small, it's like, you know, like an old, like the old town. That's kind of like the vibe we're going for here. It's the old town of the area. Doing it all with dirt roads because I thought it would be pretty cool. I might convert some of them to being like concrete or asphalted or something like that. Right, hold on. Right, I've zigzagged all the way down. Just to create some additional connections. It's like it just doesn't make sense, this whole area. It's like a jigsaw. It's a pattern. And let's see what we can go for then. So I think we'll go southwest. Actually, we'll do a little bit of commercial first. I think that will be kind of fun. Just seeing how they would naturally progress to building commercial. And if it's even feasible to build commercial with the way that this area is kind of set up. Few little commercial spots. There we go. And then we'll go southwest on the house zoning. The word favelas comes to mind, but it's not that. It's not the vibe I'm going for. We'll just see how that works. And that could be the start of our little community. They're going to require so much stuff on this island, aren't they? They really are, but I like the idea of all the cliff edges and stuff like that. It's like the old town to this community, surrounded by so many tourism spots. Right, this is going to be like a natural problem, isn't it? The fact that the roads don't align. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, boys. I feel like we've almost gained... I Right, let me do that there. I feel like we've almost gained 10,000 people this episode. I did say I wanted about that, and we've almost got it. Alright, wait for that to build up a bit more. I think that's kind of how I want it. Yeah. Right, we'll start getting more and more people then making their way across on the ferry route at this point. And because we've got commercial, we will need to incorporate cargo at some point. That's going to be a little bit of an issue. Just now realising we're going to need commercial. Alright. You just got to find where it works and where it doesn't work to be able to squeeze it all in. I like that. I kind of do. Now, what I might do then is just upgrade a couple of roads like the alleyway style, so it's kind of got some, like, concreted roads. Maybe all the roads that link to a main road. And then that's as far as we would take it. Yeah, so on the main drag from the tourists, it looks like, oh, look, they've got proper roads. They haven't. It's all dirt after that. It's a facade, boys. It's a facade right now. I kind of like that design. I really do. Oh, I really do. Okay, that's really good. I like it. 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 Right, that step down from them tall buildings actually worked out really well. So much, in fact, we are going to continue that fashion. And we'll do a small one there. One there. One there. And then see what happens. But yeah, we need that step down for it to make a little bit of sense. But we've got no demand anyway, so we're just chilling at the minute. Not enough customers. What do you mean not enough customers? Do you know how many people live here? Oh my goodness me, there's a lot of people living here right now. Right, are we starting to see more people now? There's one ferry now on the way, 22 people on board. We should start to see more people making their way over to the ferry port, which we are. Great thing about it is it's locked and loaded with all this glorious transition for transportation. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Damn, a couple of big planes must have landed recently. Right, very impressed. I think we could also maybe benefit from having a pathway continue down here. And then in. And then we do like a couple of little spots maybe kicking in. Just to make them, if they're walking from the airport down, it's a quicker run to the ferry terminal. Just for those guys at least anyway. Just for them, they'll find that a little bit beneficial. And vice versa. Rather than having to like maybe cut in and then walk down or come down here, down and down. It's more simplified. It's more... I don't know if actually if it does connect, being honest with you. Oh, it does now. It does now. Very nice. Very nice. Just hopefully to be a little bit more simplified on that run. Right. So we thought FishTown was very difficult to navigate round. This island, which we don't even have a name for it yet, is going to be just as difficult. Now, I reckon I throw in a small little taxi yard thingy place in. Where could I get it that would make sense? Too big. There. Right, we have to delete the buildings underneath it. It's going to have the dispatch in. The garage extension to give us 12 taxis on the island. So you can now call a taxi for this area, which is hilarious. The bus upgrade. Does it include taxis? Not really, but I'll get the upgraded anyway. Because you just never know. You never know. And I also get the taxi sheltering. You just never know. There we go. Our first 2 taxis were out for a minute. There we go. They're now starting to drive about. At least there's a little bit of public transit on the island. That will work out really well for us. Oh, are they just gonna... They'll just wait here. I forgot they just wait here, don't they? Which makes sense, because if you were like to go to like... If you were to hypothetically go to a place and you got off at the boat, there'll be so many taxis lined up right now for the tourists. So, I wonder how many of them... Oh, what a view. What a view. I wonder how many of them are going to utilize taxis. Pretty much a lot of them, aren't they? Pretty much a lot of them right now. And then, do the rest of them wait, or will they start walking? Some of them just give up and start walking. I mean, it's not that far anyway. But this is pretty good. I'm impressed already. I'm impressed already. So, before we end it then, has that accounted to any tourists? Where's tourists? No. If I do it on a smaller time scale, no. Right. Where's my tourists? Where are they right now? That's what we need to know. That's what we need to know. Right. I'll create a district around this whole island. I don't know what we'll call it. I don't think I'll name it next episode. But if you want to give me some name suggestions, go ahead and do so. Is there anything that we could maybe make benefit for it being touristy? Not really. It's not like City Skylines 1, is it? No. Loving the fact that all the taxis are now driving around, by the way. That's pretty cool. But yeah, they're going to start requesting a lot of services, and we have to kind of get them all in. But we got to try and keep the population down. Residents, 111. That's pretty small. That is pretty small. Right, we'll end it here, boys. We'll end it here right now. FishTown has tourism. Kind of. There's no tourists. Until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.